Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to Duckbricks, and I am incredibly excited to announce that voting is now opened for the Bionicle zombies on the Red Star Fanon contest. While it may no longer be October, spooky season is here to stay, and with your help, it is now time to cull these entries down. From over 80 entries, all the way down to only 10 finalists. Voting will be set up very similarly to other Fanon contests, where there will specifically be 5 rounds of preliminary votes. Of those 5 rounds, there will be around 15 to 16 entries, but only 2 will proceed from each category, leaving us with a round of 10 finalists in a few days from today. But make sure you send in your votes very soon, for time is running out. For just a few days after this video, as you can see on the schedule, this round of voting will end, and the round of finals will begin, with only 10 finalists being crowned the winners. So please, do not tally in terms of marking your votes. But in case you don't know how exactly the voting process works, let's take a look at it now. Linked in the description below is a Google Doc, where when you click on the doc, you can navigate to our voting page, where you can see the 5 rounds of preliminary entries. It is very important that you cast your votes on each of the 5 rounds to ensure the contest is fair for all entries. Voting will be done in a runoff voting format incredibly similar to all of our other Fanon contests, which is the exact same way that most elections are run, making this the most fair and balanced way to conduct votes, unless you live in a country where the elections are rigged. Now moving into the votes themselves, the voting process is incredibly simple. Simply go to one of the links which leads you to a Google Slides form, where you can see on this set of Google Slides, you will be greeted with a chart of all of the entries that you need to vote on. At the bottom of these Google Slides documents, there will be a link to cast your votes, where opening this brings you to a Google Forms entry list, where you can vote for your top 3 favorites. But remember, only 2 will move on from this round, from each particular category, so choose wisely. That about sums up everything we have to say about voting. I'll keep this video short. And with that, I thank you all for your participation in these Bionicle Fanon contests. And not to worry, if you are feeling like contests are happening too frequently, there will be a very long delay, where myself and the contest reviewers will take a long sleep before the next Bionicle Fanon contest later next January. Thank you all so much for participating. I hope you've been enjoying these contests, and be sure to like and subscribe to Duckbricks for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon, or else. Lastly, in all seriousness, I did want to take some time to address what I wouldn't call a controversy, but more of just simply a mistake made on my part when running these contests. In case you aren't aware, essentially the situation is that initially I was pretty vague in the rules for what was and wasn't allowed in this contest, because obviously if you go look at the official quote-unquote canon, there's barely anything about this, and also if you look at what Greg Farshchi himself has said about this, he contradicts himself all the time. There was one time where he said that he wanted to make this a zombies on a satellite story, and obviously if you read the serial, Kopaka was horrified by something that he saw, and they were kind of terrified by whispers around them, which really leans into the zombie theme. After that, he later on said that, I really don't know what I meant by that, and I don't think that they would actually look like zombies, maybe they would just be kind of rebuilt normally. After that, he later on said that yes, they would look like zombies, and then he doubled down and changed his mind for like a 4th time, so the information, I guess, surrounding what exactly these look like is pretty vague, which I thought was why it was perfect for a Fanon contest that is a filler contest, aka not an important character. You really just kind of have your space to be creative and do whatever you want. And so initially with that, I knew that a couple of people at least were going to be submitting a Toa Licon zombie into the contests, and so I figured that was totally fine. So I didn't say anything, and I thought my review team and I were on the same page, so I was like, yeah, let's go ahead, let's start the contest. And then it was literally, I think, a day into the contest itself, and I was contacted by several members of my review team who were pretty shocked to see that Toa Licons were in there and were asking me if they could disqualify them. So at first I was like, oh, I don't think they should be disqualified because I think that's fine. It's a creative contest anyway. Unfortunately, I was kind of outvoted, to be completely honest. I obviously don't want to run these just my word goes, and I wanted to get feedback from the people who are actually helping me review these things, and the folks on my review team said that, hey, if we're going to make this make as much sense with canon as possible. If you read your rules, you did say that they have to be, I guess, compliant with canon or compliant with what we know of canon. So you can't have, like, say, the Makuta in there because they don't go to the Red Star. You can't have this, this, and this. So I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. The rules do say things have to make sense within canon, so I guess we're not going to allow Toa Licons. This was a big mistake, admittedly, on my end, because obviously this was after the entry period had already opened. Granted, it was open for pretty much only 24 hours, but it was still after it had opened, and obviously I had been hyping up this contest for a while, and so people had probably already started on their Licons for a while before I actually announced it. So understandably, this got a lot of backlash, and I think that at least a couple of folks were justifiably very upset that I had randomly gone out and said, yeah, sorry, by the way, you can't actually submit your Toa Licon mocks. What I did say is that just call them something else and they'd be fine. That was kind of my personal compromise where I was like, okay, if the review team really doesn't want us to have Toa Licons in because it doesn't make sense with canon, that's fine. Just call them a different Toa. Like, say it's another Toa Fire. It doesn't really matter to me. I thought that was the best way of resolving this. I think that folks really wanted to call their entries Toa Licon, and that was the big sticking point, so there was a whole discussion on that, and I know that a couple people are now very upset with the contest, and are really upset with how it was handled and how I had kind of jumped in and said that we did not allow Toa Licons kind of on a whim, it seemed, just about a day into the contest itself. And I do want to sincerely apologize for that. It was definitely not my intent to exclude people from the contests. These contests are all about including as many people from the Bionicle community as possible and trying to have as much creativity as possible. And to that end, I think we've been doing, or I'd like to think we've been doing a good job of having as few restrictions as possible. I do think, however, that my review team was correct. It doesn't really make sense. If we're trying to keep this at least somewhat making sense with what we know about canon, doesn't really make sense to have Toa Licons. Eventually what I said was, my bad, this was resolved in a matter of like 10 minutes, I think 15 minutes tops, where I literally just said, oh, my bad, let's just allow Toa Licons now, as long as you give some sort of a cool Fanon explanation as to why he's there. So, for instance, one of the entries is saying, oh, Licon was transported to the Red Star, and the Castora were doing an experiment, and they wanted to see what someone with the knowledge of a Turaga or something like that could look like in the body of a Toa, and be a new experiment for them. And that's why he kind of looks like a Toa, but he died as a Turaga. That was totally fine. That's a really cool Fanon explanation that could totally fit in within lore, and that was totally fine. I thought that would have been totally great, and I'm really glad for the folks who went with those explanations, and I think that that's a really cool way of doing things. I do also know that some people were so upset by the issue that they don't want to enter the Fanon contest anymore, and they're kind of turned off by all of these, and I totally respect your decision. I just wanted to publicly apologize and say that, yeah, this is my fault. I probably should have discussed this with the review team before going in. I totally thought it was going to be a non-issue, and I thought it was going to be fine. As it turns out, people feel very, very strongly, more strongly than I initially imagined people would feel, so that is totally on me, and I'll do my best to make sure that the rules of the contest are decided very, very early on before announcing, so this should never happen again. My apologies, I hope you've been enjoying the contest otherwise, and thank you all so much for everyone who entered. I can't wait to see you at the polls. Thanks, and peace out.